How are we going, people? Oh yeah, we're good. So I'm about to post this video on all my socials, which I'm nervous about. Should I actually put this or not? I keep going back and forth. Anyway, I'll probably put it at... maybe I should do it now. Nah, it'll get distracted. No, I'll do it later. Good evening, Gracie. Good evening, Sukhneet. Welcome aboard, people. Now, the last time we were here, what were we doing? Jeez, that looks crazy. Yeah, so we only did like a couple of questions because I had to go pick up my mom. I remember that now. I think that's what happened on that day, 17th. That's how far we got on algebra. Okay, so we are focusing on level 2 algebra today. So does any of you have any questions, or do you want me to just put up a couple of questions, random questions? Otherwise, we can go through a particular exam. She was good, Gracie. She's only stayed for about a day, which was really nice for her to stay. And then she's going to come back on Monday again. She's coming back from Vancouver, so that'll be nice for her to stay with me for a couple of days with my sister. Gracie wants to do excellence questions. All right, let's kind of see what we can pull out. 91261. Any particular year, Gracie, that we're thinking about? Anything is fine. All right, let me just put up some... Hang on, I just need to move this here so I can actually see the questions. Should we actually try Katie's question there? Because that's a pretty good question to start off with. And then in the meantime, you guys could actually have a look at if there's any other questions you'd like. So let's start with Katie's question there, which is... I need to copy this. Give me a second. So Katie's question was this. X squared plus 3x plus 2 hi Samuel, x squared times x squared minus 6x plus 8. Whole thing is divided by x squared minus 4 equals 3x minus 12. All right, so to do a question like this, what you want to be doing is, I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys maybe a minute to just try it out, all right? Just to see how far you can mess around with it. So give it a go. One thing that I'll recommend you guys is to try and factorize it. If you can factorize it, then you should be actually good to go. So I'll give you guys a minute. Give me 1 second, guys. I've got... Yeah. Sorry guys. This is quite a nice question. All right, so how do we do this question? I hope. No, I wouldn't cross multiply this, Katie, because what you want to do is you want to factorize this question, and then you're going to end up with a nice quadratic. So I'm going to factorize the numerator. So I'm going to get x plus 2 and x plus 1. So that's basically this thing here. Then I've got x minus 4 and x minus 2, which is this lot of brackets. And the whole thing is divided by x minus 2x plus 2, which is this thing here. And all of this is equal to 3x minus 12. Jack is back. Hey, Adrian. So once that's done, I mean, like, I'm wondering whether you can do this or not, and I would like to actually test it out just to see what other answers that there are. But so the first thing I'd probably do is I would most likely get rid of the x minus 2 and x minus 2. Then I'd get rid of the x plus 2 and x plus 2. And so what I've left here with x plus 1, x minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 12. Now, I'd be careful with this, and I'm going to try both of the methods here, guys, because I know that I can factorize this to be 3x minus 4, and because I've got x plus 1, x minus 4 like this, it's actually quite easy to kind of say 3 is equal to x plus 1, x minus 4, and that's divided by the x minus 4. I'm just going to put it from here. So this x minus 4. And of course I can cancel out both of them, and I'm left with just x plus 1 is equal to 2. Now, sorry, not x plus 1 equals to 2. X plus 1 is equal to 3, which means I'm going to get x is equal to 2. Now, here is the problem, all right? Now, this is actually a really good question. Thank you, Katie, for this question. Is it wrong to multiply x squared minus 4 on both sides and solve for x? You can do that, Gracie, but on the right-hand side, you're going to get x to the power of 4. And so things are going to get really messy real quickly. So you probably don't want to do that. Now, guys, we're not done with this question here. And this is something you need to understand with level 2, right? Level 2, when they give you questions like this, they're not straightforward. In other words, what you have to do is you actually have to take this value, and if you substitute it in that equation, what's going to happen is if x is equal to 2, then that denominator becomes 2 squared minus 4, which is equal to 0. Now, you can't actually divide by 0. It's not actually possible. So that's actually telling you that what you've actually done here is you don't actually have the right answer. Partially because the mistake, it's not a mistake, it's just like you've got to be careful when you work with quadratics. Because remember, in quadratics you're going to get 2 answers, and in this case, when we got rid of that x minus 4 in this step here, when we got rid of the x minus 4, we actually missed one of the answers. So what I'm going to do is, instead, from this line, I'm going to expand the brackets, which means I'm going to get x squared minus 4x plus 1x minus 4 equals to 3x minus 12. Now I'm going to put it all together. I'm going to get x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 3x minus 12. And if I keep going, I'm going to get x squared minus 3x minus 3x minus 4 and plus 12 is equal to 0. So in this case, I'm going to get x squared minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. So my two answers, when I factorize it, I'm going to get x minus 4 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. And my two solutions are going to be x equals to 4 and x equals to 2. Now this is what I mean by you have to go back and substitute the values to see if the denominator doesn't actually equal to 0. So if that's the case, then you can actually say x is equal to 4, x is not equal to 2, as denominator is 0, and you can't actually divide by 0 because then it doesn't actually work in that sense. Okay, so questions. Abraham, I know that when these types of questions initially came, they were excellence questions, but you know, this was like probably about 6-7 years ago. I'm not sure. Like, Katie, I'm not sure where you got this question from. But yeah, it's borderline merit or excellence, but I would definitely call it excellence because you actually have to go back and put those values in just to check whether those values work out. Yeah, the New Lake book is actually quite their questions are like, I think that might be one of the older editions. Why did you divide by 0 to find the correct answer? Because what happens to a number, well, theoretically you can't divide by 0. It doesn't exist. So by putting 2 in the denominator, your like 2 as x, your denominator will become 0. Because think about it like this. So if I put 2 in that original equation, I'm going to get 2 squared plus 3 times 2 plus 2 times 2 squared minus 6 times 2 plus 8. But then in the denominator, I'm going to get 2 squared minus 4. And that becomes 0. And the moment it becomes 0, you kind of can't actually do that. Shouldn't you have kept everything in factorized form and see if two brackets on each side are the same? I'm not sure which part you're talking about, Will. Are you talking about the... Hang on, let me just put some line numbers here. 1, 2, 3. Can you tell me which line you're talking about, Will? Because I'm not sure. Line 1. Okay, so in line 1, you want to know... Now, see, Will, that's what I showed you from line 3 onwards. If you have kept everything in factorized form, that x minus 4 will actually disappear. Yeah, and so what happens is, if you had got rid of that x minus 4, then you would have never got the answer of x equals to 4. And so your whole solution would have ended at line 6, which says that x equals to 2. But because you cancelled that x minus 4, it's actually not giving us that second answer that we're supposed to get. Void, we will. I think I just need the questions rather than just kind of making it up on the spot. Those excellence questions are pretty hard to make up on the spot. But if you do have some questions, flick it over to my email and chuck the answers up there as well. Then we know that we're actually on the right track. Now we're done with this question, Katie's question. Does anybody else have any other questions with this one? If not, then I might actually go through Abraham's question next. Flixty, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Like I'm sure I can extract the information there, Abraham. FXT, the question you're asking me is that I'm currently teaching year 8s and 9s, but even in my old school when I was doing like senior level 1 and 2, look, it's different. Like, you know, I mean, like with you guys, you guys are coming here to learn, so it's pretty chilled out here, and you know, you're making that choice to learn, so it's easy for me to kind of talk to you guys and just kind of get it done. But you know, in real time, like even my own kids, like when they had me ages ago, it's like half of them, just like any other kid is, like, you know, they'll listen, some don't, and that's just what it is. At the moment, I'm teaching year 8 and 9 maths. I'm struggling with them, man, like trying to teach fractions. No, it didn't sound bad at all. It's a fair question. Sukneet, so if you don't get 4 and 2, do you not get the mark? Yeah, actually, Sukneet, you need to get the 4 to get, I would say if you get like the x equals to 2, I don't think you would still, like, you'd still have to go back and say that x equal to 2 is not a possible answer for that achieved, because especially at level 2, you have to get into the habit of checking your solutions that you get for x, especially with quadratic equations with fractions on it. A hint is that usually one of the answers will not work out, so it's just something to be wary of. 1 over x plus 2 minus 1 over x plus 3 equals 4. Solve is part 1. Okay, part 2 is show that k is substituted for -4. Okay, cool. So I think Abraham's question, part A of the question, is actually a really nice question to work through. So I'm going to try and write it out first. So this is Abraham's question here. And Katie, I think you did ask me earlier, when do we cross multiply? I think in some cases you can cross multiply, but in some cases there is another method that's actually much better to do than cross multiply. So minus equals -4. So here is a question for you guys. I'd like you guys to kind of work it out. So Katie, you asked this question, when do I cross multiply? I think this is the situation you'd cross multiply. However, there is other situations where you don't cross multiply because things can get super messy and you don't want to get into that work. But we'll do this one, and then I'll give you another example like this where cross multiplying can be quite disastrous. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to do this. Thanks, Jayon. Not if you cross multiply. Like cross multiplication, so you treat it like that fractions, right? So the 2 fraction part is the part you cross multiply. Once you finish cross multiplying it, then you can take the denominator and multiply it with -4. So Krishna, if you have a fraction that equals to another fraction, do we multiply straight? No, it'll be cross multiplication. So think about it like this. If you have a fraction that is like 3 over 4 is equal to 6 over 8, then you can actually say that 8 times 3 is equal to 6 times 4. So that's that cross multiplication. Yeah, so when it's a single fraction equals a single fraction, it works really well. But when you have a fraction plus a fraction equals a number, like in this case, you've got to do the cross multiplication for just the 2 fractions part. Hopefully that answered the question. But then we'd get 2 answers for the equals question. Are you talking about question number 2? You should get two answers, FlixD, because you will end up with a quadratic and you will get 2 answers for it. I'll be right back, guys. Yes, that's pretty much what that cross multiplication is, Krishna. Well, then we would get 2 answers for the equals Yeah, but for the one that I rubbed out, Flixty, that basically was like 24 is equal to 24. So, and then if you're dealing with variables, then you'd rearrange and try and solve for x. Be right back, folks. All right, guys, I'm gonna start doing this question here. So I know we talked about cross multiplication. Like there's a few different ways of doing this. What I might also do is the next part of this question, before I go to the next part of this question, Abraham, I'm going to give you guys another kind of similar type of question. Hopefully it actually works out, because normally I'm absolutely terrible at coming up with these types of questions. But anyway, here we go. So we're going to cross multiply this. Now, the way that I've been doing this is I mean, if you are comfortable with cross multiplying, that's all good. But I prefer doing this way because I know that it helps me visually see when it comes to like other problems, right? And so the way I do it is like this. It's exactly like cross multiplication, but it's just, I just write it in a different way. Now, I've got x plus 2 as a denominator there. And then on the other side, I've got x plus 3 as a denominator. Now, I got to have both of these denominators the same to combine these two fractions. Now, because it's x plus 2 and x plus 3, it's not like numbers where I can just go, oh yeah, this is the lowest common multiple. So in this case, I need to multiply x plus 3 with x plus 2. And I need to multiply x plus 2 with x plus 3. Now remember that if I choose to multiply this by x plus 3, I also have to multiply the numerator with x plus 3. And same thing on this side. If I choose to multiply the denominator with x plus 2, I've also got to multiply the numerator by x plus 2. This is pretty much the same thing as cross multiplication that you might have done. Now, the reason I do this way is because majority of the time they have a negative symbol here. And that negative symbol is going to affect the plus 2 on the numerator. Now, let me show you guys what I mean by. I'm going to write this all as 1 times x plus 3, which is just going to be x plus 3. Actually, I'm going to put them all under one denominator first. So I've got x plus 2 and x plus 3. Now, on the numerator, I'm going to get minus 1 times x plus 2. Now this particular minus 1 is going to have an impact on that plus 2, which is where people end up making the most amount of mistakes in. They always forget about that minus. They always write it as minus x plus 2. But in fact, when you expand it, it should be minus x minus 2. So we're going to expand this. We're going to get x plus 3 minus x minus 2. And that's all over x plus 2 and x plus 3. This is equal to minus 4. So my numerator, I need to solve my numerator, which is going to be x minus x is 0, and then 3 minus 2 is 1. I might as well cross multiply that negative 4. So I'm going to get negative 4 multiplied by x plus 2, x plus 3 equals to 1. Now I need to expand the bracket. So I'm going to get 1 is equal to negative 4 x squared plus 5x plus 6. And then expanding the bracket again, I'm going to get negative 4x squared minus 20x minus 24, and then 0 is equal to minus 4x squared minus 20x minus 24 minus 1, and I am left with a quadratic equation here. Now guys, you are allowed to use your graphics calculator for this, and I would strongly recommend this. Just go straight into the graphics calculator. Do not be wasting time with quadratic formula or trying to do like any kind of fancy stuff, because you've got to remember, you need to use the time properly, and this is just something that you can do real quickly without having to waste a lot of time. Now as you guys can see, there is two answers that I'm getting excess. X is equal to minus 2.5. So what I'm going to do is, once again, I will put up a whole bunch of line numbers, and if there's any particular line that you didn't understand what I did, please feel free to yell out. And if you want, I can give you guys another similar question. Now this would be a merit, Zong. I don't think this is an achieved. Line 4, what if we expand it first, then rearrange the other side? Doesn't matter, FlixD. As long as you get to line 9, you can pretty much manipulate whatever you want. As long as you get to line 9 and can say that it's negative 2.5. I don't know what you're talking about, Zong. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm actually going to give you guys another question very similar to this, but this time I would recommend not doing cross multiplication. But let me just write it up quickly, because normally I always end up stuffing up these types of questions, and then people get super annoyed because they're like, what the hell, man, why is this not working? So x plus 2 minus 2x divided by equals 5. Oh no. Equals 0. This is not going to work out. Give me 1 second. Equals 1. I'm doing a mistake here, and I'm just trying to figure out y is equal to that. And then if I put y is equal to 5. Yep. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a question, a different one, just to see how you guys go with this, all right? Where did my chat thing go? Oh no, did I close it completely? I think I have. History recently closed. Oh no, there it is. Gracie, was that you that came out like twice? What's the -2? Oh yeah, Abraham. That would suck, because I mean, I've got a couple of questions on chat. I didn't even email. I didn't even see it. Oh God. That's a. I don't know if Rishi is actually here. Yeah, we can try that question, and then you've got another question here, which is. Oh, that's a proof one. I think I've done that one before, Abraham. You sent me for an equation like this. X plus 1 equals 403 because you multiply 7. Cross multiply. Katie, that's the one that I would do with the number. You know how I showed you? 3/4 is equal to 6/8. That part you can actually cross multiply. All right, the question that I've put up right now is a little bit more trickier, and I will give you guys some time to have a look at it. Give you guys a couple of minutes to have a look at this question, and then I've got one more question from somebody else somewhere on the email, so I'll go have a look at it. I'll be right back, guys. By the way, I gotta apologize because I'm just kind of checking in with my kid because he is yeah, just me and him today, so just checking that he's actually gone to sleep. Be back. Okay. All right, go. You two, go. So guys, think back to question 1, what we did, because there is a hint with this one, with this question. So all right. Are we ready to do this one? Okay guys, so let's try this one here. And I know you're probably going, it's like, what the hell? If you try to cross multiply this one, you are going to face problems, all right? Because you're going to end up with like a cubic, and things can get very messy very, very quickly. So this is why I go back to the method that I was actually talking about before. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to move this thing here. If you factorize the previous question without calculating, get minus 2x minus 5 minus... Well, it can happen. It's just at the end of the day, that's the quadratic that you're dealing with, right? All right, so this question here, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of separate it, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this x squared minus 4. Instead of writing it as x squared minus 4, I'm going to write it as a factorized version, which means I'm going to get x plus 2 and x minus 2 is equal to 5. Now I'm going to do that whole color scheme thing again, because I've got x plus 2 that's already here, but I've got x minus 2 here, and I need to have x minus 2 here on this side. So I'm going to multiply by x minus 2, and the numerator is also going to get multiplied by x minus 2. Okay, now that I've done this part, I am going to be writing my numerator out, which is x times x minus 2 divided by, well, just lazy, I'm just going to put that back as x squared minus 4 equals to 5. Now cross multiplying, I've got x minus 2 is equal to 5 times x squared minus 4. Expand the brackets, I've got x squared minus 2x minus 2 is equal to 5 x squared minus 20. Marco's here. 5x squared minus 20, and then I've just got to rearrange everything. So I've got minus x squared minus 2x minus 2, and so 0 is equal to 4x squared minus 2x minus 22. So at this point, I am going to not waste any time. I'm going to go straight into the graphics calculator, and I'm going to chuck in those values, which is 4 minus 2 minus 22. And my two answers are, I'm getting something else here. That means I've made a mistake somewhere here. Where have I made a mistake? Thank you. I thought I made a mistake somewhere. Thank you. Yeah, that is a plus 2. So then that will become minus 18. So let's try that again. (2.386) and negative 1.886. Now the reason I know I got it wrong was because I wrote the question, and I know those were the two answers I was supposed to get, and I looked at the working and I'm like, I did something wrong. Alright, so my two answers are 2. Well, I'm getting a positive and a negative answer. Why is that happening? Have I made another mistake somewhere? Oh, the 2x as well. Yeah, that's, see. Because I was like, I'm looking at the graphics. The graphics answer is like, I'm getting negative 1.886 and positive. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? So the minus 2x as well. Yep, thank you. So that should have been plus 2 minus 18. Let's go back to the calculator and try this again for the last time, hopefully. Yes, there we go. We got x equals to minus 2.386 and 1.886. Silly mistakes. So if this was like a, what do you call it, a merit question, I would have just gotten achieved because of those stupid mistakes. Right. Thank you, Rebecca, for picking that up. That was my mistake. If the 5 was like 5/3 on the right side, when you multiply over to the other side, would you have to multiply the 3 2? No, Katie, no. You only multiply the denominator with the numerator. So if it was like a 5/3, then hang on, just give me 1 second. And who was it? Krishna, can you just double check that line number, please? So say, for example, if this was 5/3, right, then it'll just be like this: 5/3, 20/3, like that. So that's what would happen if it was a 5/3. You only multiply the denominator from the opposite side with the numerator. You don't really do anything else. Line 2, Krishna, I think line 1. Okay, so line 1, what I did was, I know that x squared minus 4 could be written like this, like x plus 2 and x minus 2. Now, in the original kind of thing, I didn't have this, right? So this is what I had. But if you look at the denominator, I've already got an x plus 2, but I don't have an x minus 2. And that's why I put x minus 2 in the denominator and x minus 2 in the numerator. By doing that, what I've essentially done is this is now equal to x squared minus 4. This is now also equal to x squared minus 4. And I can combine it because they both have the same denominators, and I can combine the fraction together. I didn't need to, who was it, FlexD? I didn't need to multiply by x plus 2 because it was already there on the, x squared minus 4. So if you think about it, you've already got x squared minus 4, so the x plus 2 is already there. So because it's already there, I don't need to actually multiply, I don't need to manipulate anything on that right hand side fraction. Cross multiply is this, Katie, like that's what they talk about. So if you have something like 3/4 plus 3/5, actually no, that's not cross. Like cross multiply is like when it's equals. So you basically multiply those two and you multiply those two. And sometimes people kind of mix that up with the other way of doing it as well. Sometimes they say this is cross multiply as well, where you can do like the upside down picnic table / barbecue table or whatever it is that you call. Yeah, I put that as a merit there, Ray, because you still have to do quite a bit of work to get to here. And Katie, feel free to ask questions. Is the whole point. Like, I mean, don't hold back. Just keep asking questions. From what I can understand, that like the idea behind it is that, you know, you want to put the numerator. So then, like when you have like I guess when you have a single fraction equals a single fraction. So when it's like this here, when you have something like 3/4 equals 5/7. No, oh, okay. So say if that's the case, right? So you know how your equation looks like this at the moment. X times, let's say you have a 5/3 there. Then what you could have done is when you cross multiply, you would have done something like this. So it'll become x minus 2 minus 2 equals 5 times x squared minus 4/3. But then the 3 gets multiplied on the opposite side, which will make it look like this. Hopefully that kind of made sense with what we're trying to do there. Rebecca, theoretically you should get the same answers with the cubic as well, theoretically, but the working out for that, you're gonna have to do some lot of expanding to actually get that cubic up. And plus you have to use the Like generally speaking, with the questions in level 2 algebra, they don't want you to use the calculator for solving cubics. They want you to use the calculator for quadratics, but not cubics. Like I've not seen a cubic question come up where they say, oh, solve this. Because think about it, not everybody has a graphics calculator, and so they can't really ask you to solve a cubic. That's why it always stops at a quadratic. Very quickly, oh wow, you got a few questions that have actually come through. I forgot that it's really word questions and equations. Hang on, just responding to a couple of emails. I got someone asking me why they can't actually comment, and that's usually because I've got a subscriber thing where like you've got to subscribe to comment, because otherwise I just get like a bunch of kids that just come and spam, and super annoying. If you get that one of the answers is 0 on the calculator for quadratic form equations, do we write it as Krishna, I saw your question. You don't really need to put a symbol for it, you just leave it as the 0 as is. Just opening up your question, Rishi, because it's a bit, I'll try and answer it, because it's I don't know why Google always does this, but they actually change the questions sideways, and it's a bit annoying for me, but I'll try and do that question next. It's a part of a rocket. Alright, let's try this question here, folks. Just waiting for this thing to load up so I can actually paste it. Come on, let's go. 27th of September today. Yes, it is. Where's my... It's still not syncing at the moment. All good, Rishi, all good. I mean, like, look, if you have the answers there, just chuck that answers to me as well, just so that we know that we're actually on the right track. Otherwise, we end up going around in circles. Especially when I make, like, stupid mistakes, which is very common at the moment. Concentration levels are all over the place. Rotate, 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 left. Alright, I think I got this question up. Here it comes. Katie, I'm usually I do this about 5 times a week. Mix it up between, you know, level 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we're gonna try this question here, and I think this might be our last question for the night. If you're level 1, I reckon you should be able to do this question, because we were doing this yesterday, or something day before yesterday maybe. Abraham, yeah, pretty much from July. I start streaming in midway through July once we start term 3, because I usually start with the MCAT and just kind of do things very slowly at that time, and then ramp it up as we get closer to the exams. But come November 13th, I'll be done, because November 12th is my last stream, because after that it's like the exams are over and I kind of chill out and just do my other projects. In saying that, I know a lot of people have been asking asking about chance and data, probability, level 2 probability, and I haven't touched it in years, to be honest. But yeah. How many of you guys are doing stats as well in level 2? Oh, by the way, I'm going to give you guys another minute for this question. Yeah, I think I'll post this. I haven't done a stats paper in like almost when did I last do stats properly? 2015. It's been 8 years. Stats is low-key hard. Oh no, Jamie, that's terrible. Oh, no worries, Trishi. I think this one, I think we should be okay. All right, look, I'm going to try and use algebra to show the maximum height reached. So they're actually giving you the answer. I didn't actually read the question properly, Rishi, that's my fault. Okay, so I actually was doing a lot of work with the quadratics yesterday or day before yesterday with the level 1s. Basically what you want to do is you want to draw a quick little graph. We know that this is going to have a parabolic shape. Now what we know is it reaches a height of 18 meters after 6 seconds, all right? So that is 18 meters after 6 seconds. And then the duration of the flight is 15 seconds. So that means it lands after 15 seconds. It has landed. Now we know that the maximum height of this rocket, if it's a parabola shape, is going to be when time is equal to 7.5 seconds. So at 7.5 seconds, we want to know what is the height going to be. Now, if you were, if there's any level 1s here today, you're going to look at this and go, wow, that's actually not too bad, because you know how to do this. So we're going to look at the two intercepts here. Our first intercept is 0, and our second intercept is x2, which is 15. So I'm going to write y is equal to a times x minus x1 and x minus x2. So I'm going to get a times x minus 0, which is just x. But I am going to put it as 0 because someone will go, what happened to the 0? So we got x minus 15 as the second one. Now, we need to figure out what the a value is. Good thing is we actually have the 0.618. We're going to substitute 18 as y and x as 6. And what we're going to get is 18 is equal to a times 6 times negative 9. So 18 is equal to a negative 54. A is equal to 18 over negative 54. Or in other words, a is equal to negative 1/3. So we've got the equation, which is y is equal to negative 1/3, x minus 0 and x minus 15. We're going to put x is equal to 7.5. So y is equal to negative 1/3, 7.5 minus 0, 7.5 minus 15. we're going to get y is equal to negative 1/3 7.5 times negative 7.5. And let's actually work this out. So menu 1, what do we got? 7.5 times negative 7.5 times negative 1 divided by 3. And as you can see, that is 18.75. Right, so where are we up to? One of my stats, I sent the answers. Oh, Rishi, now it's all good. That's pretty much how you actually do this. Rice. It's a Pi Y scholarship. 30K, whoa! Oh, dude, that's epic, Rice. 30K scholarship. What is a Tech Pi Y scholarship? I've got to have a look at this. Hang on. Tech Pi Y scholarship. Ah. What do you get for this? Oh, is that the University of Waikato? There we go. We are looking at this scholarship right here. 30K over 3 years. Oh man, that is huge. Rice, that is brilliant. Congratulations. Honestly, that is brilliant. I don't think you realize how huge this is. What are you going to study, Rice? Man, that's good news. I'd love to share that on I'd love to post that on my Insta, but no, that's brilliant. No, congratulations, you deserve it, buddy. Look, that work is just all you. Congratulations again. That's huge, massive. Man, 30K is a lot. Like I remember like my student loan. I only finished paying like about 2 or 3 years ago. So to get a scholarship that big is just huge. That's awesome. That's great news. By the way, guys, and I know this is we're right on time here, but that's pretty much our questions for the night. And as you know, Marco has been sitting here very quietly, listening in, and I think he got that right. Yeah, Marco, well done. You got that right. Well done. That's a good job. So as you know, we are actually it's 9 o'clock right now, and which means we get on to our secret part of what's happening today. But look, big massive congrats to Marco there. But in saying that, we still got to get on with our rest of the work today, which is, hang on, let me just load this up. Our secret giveaway for 2 t-shirts. Nah, no worries, Abraham, you're welcome. Oh, Samuel is like, hey, what? Nihara's like, what? Nah, don't lie, guys. You guys knew exactly what was happening here. That's why people were hanging around. Oh, that was yesterday's. I think yesterday's, was it? I can't even remember. See, Marco's still on that list. Marco's always on the first of the list. All right, throw me your names. We're going to start kind of doing this. If you're in, so I'm going to start taking names after Godzilla. It's a simple little wheel. Sam K, Sid P, Abraham, Gracie, Rice, Sukneet, Krishna, Katie, Oliver, Marco. What are we putting you out, Marco? Why are we putting you out? We're not putting you out. If anything, I should give you like 5 blocks because you've been showing up every night. Arman, Sebe. You got to be in it to win it, Marco. Any other people coming and jumping on? So it's 2 t-shirts. Hang on, let me grab my list so that I don't forget. Parsium. All right, I'm gonna check you on there, Parsium, as well. Did we get Arman in there? I thought we did. Yeah, Arman, you're in there, Arman. Okay, so I got a question to ask you guys, by the way. Like, if by any chance you had like a sponsor on these t-shirts, would you still wear them? If it's like a black Infinity Plus One t-shirt with like a sponsor on the side. Just curious. Or does it have to be like the standard? Ah, okay, all right. What if it's like okay, all right. I'm just looking at a couple of suggestions. So, all right, we've got Nihar's name. Anybody else? Anybody else? Are we missing anybody? By the way, these ones I actually make them on my own. So I'm not like ordering them or something like that. Like that's why I ask people what you want, and I kind of hand do the whole thing, like peel the vinyl and Cricut machine and stick it on. Yeah, let's go Zong. Didn't realize you were so quiet that you like showed up on the time. Yeah, but it's just trying to save time at the moment, and I can actually get someone to do it for me. But all right, look, let's get this show out of the road because I know people want to go and go to sleep. Oh, glad to hear that, Arman. And you know, Rice, I'm being honest, like super happy for you, man. All right, here we go. First round, guys. First round. All right, it is all on. Gracie missed out a couple of times, but good luck, Gracie. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, surely not. Marco, you were so close, Marco. All right, Zong, you got to tell me what size you're after, buddy, and probably need you to email me where you want it actually delivered. Is Zong here or is he gone? He's always here for everything else. Marco, man. I feel you, Marco. I feel you. Look at that. That is how close you were. Terrible. Zong, where'd you go, Zong? Is Zong disconnected? Did he disconnect? Zong, it's Mats OSC. Oh no, you're still here. Noah's, we're gonna add Noah's. Yeah, sure, why not? There you go, Noah's, you're back on. I love it, Gracie. All right, guys, good luck. Oh, Ashleen is here. Okay, Ashlyn. All right, Ashlyn. We got it. All right. So Zong, I'm expecting an email from you just for the size, because I'm gonna go buy the t-shirts probably today or tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow, Friday. But here we go. Next round. Good luck, team. Good luck. Oh, Monzi, sorry we missed you. Nice, there we go. I think, Katie, we've got it. All right, Katie, I've put my email address there. Feel free to send me an email of your size and your address. Where is Marco? How far was he? This time he was actually quite far away. Yeah, Katie, I'll chuck my email there. I think it's already there. Hang on, let me just put a pin message. Whichever one. All right, as long as I get your guys' email address, not email address, what do you call it? As long as I can get your size before this weekend, that'll be really good. Then I can actually get it sorted this weekend sometime. Sorry, Monzi. Apologies about that. Marco, good luck tomorrow. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Oops, sorry. I wasn't meant to say that. All right, guys. Look, that's basically it. By the way, I'm just about to drop. I'm about to actually release a video, a crazy video. Like it's been something. It's been a bit of a joke, but I'm wondering whether I should actually screen it here first for you guys, or should I actually just kind of release it on all my socials. I'm still kind of mulling over it. Screen it for you. Okay, I need to figure out how to work the sound, but let me see if this actually works. Give me a second. I don't know where I put the. Would love to get some feedback on it before, but like I'm gonna chuck it up on TikTok and Instagram and the whole shebang. But is it gonna work? That's the question. Let me see. Oh, it is gonna work. Okay, but I need to figure out how to chuck this onto this screen and move it along. Alright, let me see if this is gonna work or not. Because it might not work, because the sound is like. Hang on, let me just shut a few things. It might not work. Oh no, that sound is working there. So where is this sound coming from? Blimmin' hell. Got it. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous putting this up because like it's a bit of a laugh. I think you'll understand, but it's just I thought, why not? All right, here we go. Let me see if I can get the sound right. Well, it does have some sort of music in it, but let me just see if it's gonna work. Hang on. Where is it? It's here.
It is time.
You can hear that sound? Wait, did that sound actually work? Okay, so it did work. Okay, cool. Alright, super nervous to show this, but you know what? Let's just see how crack up this is. Okay, let's see. Hang on, where is it? I've got this, I've got the panel. Damn, everything's moved. So annoying. Hang on. And go full screen. Yeah. So if I go there. Alright. We're ready for this? Now there's no question papers. I'm just super nervous showing this. I hope this works. If it doesn't work, it's alright. I'll be putting it up in on the socials very shortly. But here we go. Alright, that's me right there, guys. Just having fun there, alright? So having a bit of fun, and I'll actually put that out on the socials very shortly. And I know it's gonna give a few people a bit of a nightmares, but I'm gonna try and learn. I haven't done it in a long time, but a few people have come back and said, hey, look, we really would love it if you could. I thought, why not? No, look, I'm not gonna go to tutorials yet. I'm just starting with exam papers, couple of exam papers. But I will put that up on socials very shortly, and then feel free to comment and just have a laugh. Kunal, I'm not sure. Like I haven't even opened the exam paper yet. I'll start with the exam paper first, and then maybe if I, depending on how the content is, because again I've not done this in like almost like a long time. So yeah, but trying to actually expand my knowledge as well, so it's a bit nervous, but I'll get there. Anyway guys, look, that's basically me for today. Thank you so much for kind of sticking around, just having a bit of a laugh. Absolutely love it. Marco, I'm hoping that this wheel will be nice to you tomorrow. I will see you again tomorrow, and till then, take care guys, and yeah, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.